This is the Quack House Podcast.
It's your boy Kev coming back at it again with another podcast. I got with me my boy Darren.
How's it going?
My girl Kayla.
Hello.
My boy Drew.
Hello.
And unfortunately, John is not here today due to car issues. Dun, dun, dun.
Typical.
You have a lot of that going on.
I know.
Like, I got a gas leak in my vehicle. I got to get that fixed.
I slid on some black ice the other week.
Last month.
Yeah. Was it a month ago? Yeah.
At least.
Actually, it was in February. So almost 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Wow. And now my car looks like Two-Face from Batman.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it. That thing looks FCKED up.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
You've had a lot of bad luck with those
All the cars.
group of cars that you've had there.
No, I would say we had good luck. We've had the silver car since 2014. So almost 11 years. And
No, 15. Because we got married in 14. We had the white car still.
oh, sorry, my bad. 15.
Yeah, I mean, that car's been around for a minute. Like that one time that we hit, well, never mind. But just, we've had it for a long time.
I had my first, I got two, I guess. I don't really consider my rear ending me being like the cause of the accident. The person wasn't paying attention and they just ran in front of ran
Right,
into me.
yeah. That's what we told the cops.
You weren't even with me.
I know, but I was there in
John
spirit.
was.
John and
Like,
Liam
after
was
I
with
heard
me.
about it, I was just all like, okay, I'm just going to imagine that I was there
So
and just be a part of this situation.
that was fun. And then we had to bring Liam to the hospital. And just
We
for
were
them
there
to
for
say,
like 4 hours.
yeah,
Yeah.
just for them to say he has a headache.
I know. That's
He's
crazy.
fine.
But
yeah, he's good. Just give him some ibuprofen. I know we probed him and we probably put him in an MRI machine.
No.
and
No,
had
they
to
didn't do all
restrain
that.
him and-
they didn't do all that, thankfully.
They barely did anything by the time we got in the room.
Right.
They
They're-
like looked at him jumping around and they're like,
Yeah, he's good.
He's fine.
And I thought he was fine, but the
He
paramedics.
said his head hurt. So
Yeah.
I was like, better safe than sorry.
yeah.
But I mean, we knew he was kind of bullshitting.
Yeah, well, next time that happens, just say this. Just say, look, Liam, if you're actually not feeling good, we'll take you. But if they find out that you are feeling good, you're going to get shots. A lot of them.
Oh my god!
So you better make sure you're not feeling okay.
Oh,
Right.
jeez. Well, as soon as we told him we were going to take him in, he's like, "No, I feel fine. I'm fine." And we're like, "Nope, too late."
No, we're in the parking lot. You're going in there.
Yeah.
So
You're done.
And then this last one with the flipping Subaru, I was in the fast lane. A car got over, trying to pick up their pace. Hit my brake, started fishtailing, let off my brake, and then when I was able to like get over, because my car doesn't slow down right away, has actually really good like
I thought that one didn't have any coast.
no, that has good coast. Anyways, so as I was going over into the other lane to not hit the guy, I just started sliding right off
Into a sign.
into a sign.
And then you waited there like 4 or 5 hours for the cops to come?
Yep.
I was like, I would have left,
Wow.
man.
Dude, there was
That's
a lot of
crazy.
slide offs that day. Like
Yeah, it was an icy day. Icy
when
morning.
I was on my way to work, I saw like 2 off of the highway over here, and then like 2 others right where I slid.
That's crazy.
The sign that's at the little on ramp to 131 from 96
Mhm.
by my work has been hit so many
I
times.
believe it.
They had to like move it back.
yeah, I
I
believe
They're
it.
like, this
it,
must
bro.
not be a good spot.
And
yeah.
it's
Oh,
like
jeez.
probably 8 feet off the grass, and people still hit it. Like they try to hit that. Like they don't realize how sharp of a turn they're about to get into, and they try to enter the turn going like 60, 70.
Oh yeah.
And on the on-ramp, the suggested speed is 25 miles an hour. It's a sharp turn.
Going towards Alpine, right? 'Cause
No, going away from Alpine, from Plainfield.
oh yeah. Sorry.
Oh,
Well,
I
is that-
got my directions mixed up for a second.
Yeah, but yeah, that is a sharp entrance.
Yeah.
Well, is that really the speed
Yeah.
limit, or is it more or less like a suggestion?
No, that's a suggested speed.
Okay,
if
well,
it's
so
in
it's
yellow.
suggested, not required.
Right. If it's
Okay,
in
then-
yellow,
then-
it's suggested.
Then
But-
no to the 25 miles an hour. Okay, it is going as fast as you can
Well,
and getting it done.
well,
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I will
I-
not be suggested my speed limit.
well,
Okay, I will
alright.
drive my own way.
And that's why they had to replace the sign.
Yeah.
Well, good. It should be hit. Gonna suggest. Gonna be like, oh, we suggest you do this. Don't tell me what the fuck to do.
Right.
Government.
Side note, I think you're cut off, Drew.
Yeah, you can't lean back much. That's why we need another camera
Right.
eventually.
And I agree. Like
Could
the
be on
song
one
is
too.
popular. You know,
Huh?
lean with it,
Lean
rock
Maybe on
with
them
it.
too.
But you know,
or
well,
Lean
yeah.
back.
something.
Well, if we get another camera, this will come closer, and then there'll be one there. And then when John's ready to be on a camera, we'll put him on the webcam.
I didn't get a choice.
They don't want to be on camera.
Not right now.
I don't want to be on
well,
camera.
and we need Kayla. You're gonna have to go blonde.
Why?
Just so you can have blonde moments, because you could say like, well, what if we had a bigger screen? Would it then get Andrew?
I mean, I could
guess
act
it
like that
would.
without the hair.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So we could either
Oh,
shift
geez.
it a little bit over that way, but then if John's here, it would start catching the back of his head. That's
It's
a
like a decent. amount of
Well, what
space.
if we kind of? Well, we can talk about this now or later, but I'm
Yeah.
sure we could
I
probably
mean,
move it slightly over and then tilt it.
mhm.
yeah, probably. But then you start cutting Kayla off too.
Well, not by
That's
much, because
fine.
you just need, because look where he's positioned on the camera. All you would need to do, because it wouldn't cut her off, you just like a little bit.
Oh, I see what you're
It's
saying.
not
Because
even
so you
cutting
move
my
it
shoulder
over,
off.
then tilt it, and I think it'd be
Perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Looking at it, I like that little screen on it.
It's cute.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's fun.
You can always get a monitor too that you can hook up and have it big so you can actually see.
Well,
Right.
that's where you hook it up
Just-
to the computer.
Yeah,
So-
I know. What cup size am I? What
An
would you
A
think?
minus.
An A,
34A.
34A. Okay, that's my size, everybody.
That is no.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Did you just see the jealousy in Kayla's eyes? She's just like, huh?
Well, I'm a 34 around, so I don't think you're a 34.
I don't know what I am.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I was.
See, I
in-
didn't know what that number represented.
Yeah, it's-
Well, here's a story.
The letters are the cup size. The number is
Circumference.
Yeah.
So like if
Yeah.
you're 32 triple D,
you're skinny with huge boobs.
damn.
I used to be that. Then I had a kid.
Just imagine just walking up saying, "Wow, I like the circumference of her breast."
Right?
That's-
She has the
I
ideal
wonder if
bra
that's
size.
how engineers flirt.
maybe.
What's the area of your flaps?
Oh.
Whoa.
That's no.
Yeah, because I was gonna say when I was powerlifting in middle school, my
You wear a
bench
bra?
my bench shirt was a 41 inch.
Okay, 41 inches.
So I'm sure I'm a lot bigger now.
Yeah. So I've heard.
Stop it! You're gonna make me blush.
Stop.
It's like you're embarrassing me.
Man, gosh,
Oh,
I was trying to
geez.
think. Man, so last episode. Oh wait, so I guess if I'm talking about the last episode, it would be the meteor one
Yeah.
because well,
The
I guess
meteor
Well, no, because is this
No.
one be posted right after?
no, this one won't
Okay.
be. The diddler will be posted next.
Yes.
So, and that will be our first video post. Where it's actually a video tag to the voices.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, dude, are you gonna be able to make it to the? You ever gonna be able to make it to the after hour one?
Yeah.
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 It's like Andrew, Andrew, we're speaking to
Hello?
you.
Yeah.
Because those ones are later at night. Okay.
We probably can't do that this week, can we?
No, we will after we put Liam down.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I won't be able to do it because, my kids.
But so,
Yeah.
like next week, we'll have an after hour, and we basically what time did we did that at like 8, right?
Yeah.
So like
Yep.
It was probably 8 to
the start
9:30
time
or
is going to be between 8 and 8:30, depending on if we're putting Liam down or if he's with my mom.
Mm.
Well, don't they have kid strength like
Dude, I don't
NyQuil?
do that stuff.
So
Well, I
They
mean,
have melatonin,
NyQuil
too.
for kids. I mean, yeah, but he might be sick, just like at the hospital. I mean, he wasn't, right? So he might be faking his health. So here's some baby NyQuil,
No,
having him pass out.
You know, you could do melatonin.
Okay, well, I heard if
Yeah.
you feed kids like a French bread pizza, at least from Ghostbusters was saying that one time, then he should pass right out.
Oh my
hey, you know
goodness.
That's
what?
fine.
French bread pizza. I'm willing to give it a shot.
Right? I love that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the only thing, what makes it French though?
because
It's on French bread.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
that's all of
it.
it.
like a
Okay.
baguette.
Yep. It's like a baguette.
Yes.
So is it like considered to be more cultured or?
No, more like American white trash struggle meal.
I don't think they're cheap
Okay.
though, honestly.
So-
They are.
Are
You
they?
You
So-
get 2 of them at the dollar store out of the
Hmm.
freezer section, and they're like Stouffer's brand.
Really?
Yeah, they're cheap.
I mean, I guess I haven't bought them in years and years.
Yeah, I'd never buy any food from a dollar store.
Yeah, we
Like
have.
that. Not like meat or
Look
I think we
at
did
Kevin
cheese.
showing his upper class.
Right.
cheese.
I'm pretty sure we've gotten cheese from there before.
Uh-oh.
Dollar General.
Uh-oh. There seems to be a rift.
Have we?
Dollar
sure.
store rift.
I think so.
Okay.
Arguing?
Well, then it
conversating.
depends.
Right.
Then it depends
Now I
on
gotta
what
think.
dollar
And
store.
disagreeing.
Oh, if I would have got anything, it would have been at this Dollar General.
Yeah, right here.
But
Okay.
like I won't even buy frozen stuff at Walgreens
What?
because
not?
Well,
like
that's
I feel
probably more expensive.
Yeah, it is.
maybe, but
Convenience and whatnot.
I would almost want to assume that many people don't, and they probably don't check their expiration dates as often as.
Speaking of buying stuff from cheap places, have you ever shopped at Save a Lot?
Yeah.
All right, so Save a Lot has their own brand, like off-brand Mountain Dew. It's called Mountain Holler. So
Mountain Holler.
it is the closest tasting off-brand pop
Really?
that I've ever tried. It's called Mountain Holler. You can put that in a freezer and it won't freeze.
Okay.
Just like
It
the
is
real stuff.
so good though. Like there's no way it's good for you, but it's
I'll take your word for it because I haven't drank pop since like 2020 or 2021, so I'm not going to start that up again.
Right.
But that surprises me because I think Mountain Dew is one of the ones that are like that and Coke. Unless you count RC as like an off-brand.
RC is not an
Yeah.
off-brand.
But
RC
I used
is
to love
delicious.
I used to love
I don't know. I'm not
RC.
really an RC person, but as
Haven't-
far as like the
haven't-
dollar
Well,
store
you're also
goes,
diabetic, so
true.
they
But as
don't
far as the
have-
dollar store goes, I usually go to Dollar Admiral. It's a little bit better than General. And then the Save a Lot is I go to the newer one. You ever see the one that says Save a Lot More?
Yeah.
So I go to that one as well. And then for the pop goes is Dr. Thunder. Is that one? Is that one? Because
Yes.
is
that
that
is
off-brand?
also an off-brand.
Okay,
Dr.
dude, that one's
Thunder.
close. That one tastes
That
just like
is-
it. Yeah.
That tastes really good.
We should do a
But
taste
you know what
comparison,
doesn't
but
taste
you-
like Diet Pepsi, and nobody will convince me otherwise? Diet Right.
I don't know.
Have you ever had Diet Right?
Well, I drink
I
Diet
don't
Pop though, so if I'm drinking like Diet stuff like that, because the Diet does taste a lot different than your regular.
Yes.
Yes.
So I have had Diet Right and the Diet Pepsi, but those two aren't really comparable in taste.
So I've only ever seen Diet Right. I've never seen Right.
Wait, is it all Diet? Is Right all
I
Diet?
think it's all Diet.
Okay.
I've
I don't even
never
know what we're
seen-
talking
I've
about.
only ever
Pop.
seen Diet Right.
Right, I get that.
Pop, soda.
Soda
ne-
Pop.
I've never heard of Diet Right.
What?
It probably doesn't exist.
Am I allowed to
Oh,
Google it?
oh, it
I
exists.
don't
There's an
care.
old guy at my work that still drinks it. He brings in 2 Diet Rights. I almost said Diet Dr. Rights for some reason, but he brings in 2 Diet Rights or 2 RC zero sugar colas
I didn't even
every
realize
day.
flipping RC made a zero or a
I
diet.
didn't either, but old people know their old beverages. Like Diet Right, that's an old person beverage all the way. I had a friend in elementary school. His name was Brandon. His stepmom used to fill a glass with ice, fill that glass with vodka, and then top it with Diet Right, and then drive us to the Ketwood Fun Spot to go skating.
Oh.
Sounds about right.
This lady drove us inebriated everywhere. Nobody was supervising us kids in the 80s and 90s. Ever.
Yeah.
There was no supervision. She was driving while intoxicated every day.
Who was that?
It was Brandon's Kathy. Remember Kathy? Brandon's stepmom?
Well, and
I
too,
don't
didn't
know.
she work at the right
That
factory?
lived on your street?
No, yeah. She lived
Son
on
of
the
a-
street.
Oh,
Dude,
The one that when you were like 10, you dated that kid, like play dated.
yeah.
She was 10, bro.
I don't care.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
he had
Brandon.
already had sex at that point.
no, he did not.
Yes, he
Whoa.
did.
No, he didn't.
Oh, someone told me that.
He was lying.
Well,
I guess this Brandon
I'm pretty
kid's
sure
done.
I was older
I
than
guess.
10. Maybe
No,
not.
He had not
Maybe
had
not.
any relations at that point. I showed him his first Playboy that I stole from my older brother, and he was terrified. He was like, "Why does it look like that? Why is there so much hair on this one?" I said, "Well, there's this one. This issue is from the '80s, so you're gonna see some mom bush on here."
Yes, you're going to see the previous generation's view on
Oh.
shaving.
Yes.
So, what was I gonna say?
Anyway.
No, it was about not being watched as 80s and 90s
Oh,
kids.
I
That
was.
is such a true statement.
Nobody
I
was,
was-
checking in on us.
When I was
Right, yeah.
6 years old, I had a good friend named Zach who lived across the street from me. We lived in Rockford, and there was a train track right next to us, and you could take that all the way into downtown not Grand Rapids, downtown Rockford.
Yeah.
Every day we'd just ride our bikes down through the woods on this train track just to go to downtown Rockford to go to a little arcade.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a goner. What was it? Is your pump?
Yeah,
Darren!
I didn't realize it.
Oh
Holy
my
shit.
gosh.
I
Thank
think something
goodness
else
it's
might
on a
have fell down there
string.
too. I don't know.
Yeah, and that string's attached to Darren.
We'll check that out here in a minute.
We might have to move the couch.
I don't think it's anything big.
But yeah,
Yeah, at least
you know
not for
how
me.
many times?
Right.
Do you remember how often we were able to get our hands on fireworks as kids?
Oh, all the time.
Did
dude.
we ever buy the fireworks, or did one of us just magically, hey, I got some
Did you
fireworks?
steal them from Sam's house? They always had a whole bunch.
Oh, see, I never had to. I had older brothers. They would just show up and I'd raid their stash.
Hold up. Let's
There
Can't
was
relate.
not. They thought that they were sneaky and they were able to keep stuff in good secret hiding places.
Right.
But they didn't realize that their little brother, the chameleon, was watching everything that they were doing. And I watched their habits and I knew all their secret hiding spots. My brother thought it was slick cutting a hole in the bottom of the box spring of his twin mattress to hide the
Ooh.
cigarettes that he had when he was 14.
Wow. That
Uh,
is pretty smart.
yeah,
Because did your
see-
parents ever find it?
Yeah.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, because
They make the bed?
no, because I
Oh.
told him.
Okay. Well, that's different.
But I only told him because
Because he
I
did some.
I got caught smoking my brother's cigarettes by
Oy.
somebody else, and
Oh,
they
that's
said they were
funny.
going to tell my parents, and I was like, "Ha ha! I'm an innocent young child." But
my brother, though.
my older brother, though, is the one who
Uh,
gave me these.
now pause. Let's give some context though. So back at this point in time, is the fireworks like they're legal now in this state, but back then it wasn't. So
Absolutely
everything
not.
was coming in through
Well,
yeah.
no,
Yeah,
Yep.
hold up. A lot of fireworks have always been legal here.
we're talking
I
about
wouldn't even
only
consider them
ones-
fireworks, though.
The only ones that were not were the ones that went way up in the air.
Well,
bottle rockets,
regular
too.
bottle rockets were
Yeah.
banned.
I don't ever.
It was
remember
anything that
Yeah.
could fly and explode. It was bland.
Yeah, the
banned.
reason you were able to, see them so often is because we're only an hour away from the border of where they
Right.
sell them.
Well, and you got to remember too, like when it was illegal, if you go into a fireworks place, the bottle rockets you would get are ones that would just sit in the tube and not launch or explode.
Yeah. Yeah, they
So
would
you're
just
like, what the hell was it for?
They were just
Right.
fountains.
I'll just get a bunch of leaves in my backyard and light that on fire and have a good time.
Yeah, remember when we got the free fireworks and we set them in that field and the field almost burned down?
So here's the context with that. Okay, so we got a bunch of fireworks. Was this before it was legal?
No, it was post-ban, so we had the good shit too.
Okay. So we had like a couple of these sparkler things that exploded, but we weren't thinking. So we were in this big ass field. All the grass was yellow and dried out. So we didn't know what the firework was going to do. So then we just lit it, waited a minute, and then I did like a that effect with like the sparks. So then it stopped for a second, and then I started walking closer. I'm like, really? That was it? Then it started like exploding and shit. Then it just like started catching the field on fire. So we're trying to stomp out all the fire, and then it just starts getting bigger and bigger. We luckily got it before that whole field lit up.
Wow.
I'm sure we would have went to probably prison for that.
Yeah.
Arson.
Wow, I did not realize that
Involuntary.
Michigan became cool in 2012.
Yeah.
That's
It
when
took a while.
So anything
Wow.
on the ground you could use. Anything that went in the air you weren't able to. I never
Correct.
knew that
Technically.
because I always
There were always
remember
people that had them.
bottle rockets,
We-
right?
Right,
Everyone
right,
said
right.
Yeah,
bottle
bottle rockets, Roman candles.
candles, all
Yep,
that shit.
I had Roman candle fights when I was 8 years old.
right.
The 90s was a crazy time.
That
And they weren't the
I
little
think it depends on
wussy-
your family.
It wasn't the little wussy Roman candles either. It was
No,
the
they're-
ones that when you shot them, they weren't just like a fountain of like sparks. No, the ones we got were basically shooting bottle rockets at each other. The good ones.
Yeah, just like that time we were chilling, and then what was it like a day before the 4th or whatever, maybe a week. But yeah, you were lighting bottle rockets off and then just tossing them and seeing where they went.
Yeah.
And then a couple times shit was flying right at me and almost exploded on me.
Hey, you know what? You agreed to play bottle rocket roulette.
He almost shot my son with a bottle rocket as well.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
that was
yeah.
more than a bottle rocket. That was something else. What was that?
It was a little mini bottle rocket. It wasn't nothing big. I did scare him though, and it made me feel bad.
They all
Thanks for bringing it
scattered.
up.
It
Well,
was
because
funny.
he said he shot. I'm like, yeah, it's not. He hasn't changed. That's what I'm
right.
getting
Still
at.
the same.
He got Liam, I think Aubrey and
Axel.
Axel.
Yeah, I got my
Right-
I
right
got
by
my
their
nephew in 2012, the very first year. So they did not regulate how big the explosives could be on the ground. Like there was a lot of like misinterpretations. So I was buying some which I thought were, fairly safe, and I was like, "All right, yeah, let me set one down and light it." And walk away from it because I don't know how it's going to do. The dude said they were pretty powerful, so I should just light them and walk away. It shot a piece of the plug that you would see in the bottom
Mm-hmm.
of the firecracker. It shot one of those at my nephew, and it hit him in the chest so hard he had a black bruise on his chest for like 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
It blasted him. It almost
Wild.
broke
How
the
old was
skin.
he?
Like 10.
Damn,
Yeah, he
that's
was
funny.
Yeah. Oh no, he was like 8 or
Damn.
9. He was young, but it was bad.
That's insane. But
I
yeah,
felt terrible about that one.
I never realized Michigan was that way until because, like I
Yeah.
said, everyone always had them. I knew like the big ones that go way up in the air.
Mhm.
I remember that those you had to go down to Indiana, but I didn't realize you had to go flipping for bottle rockets too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just simple bottle rockets or the little Black Cat or TNT
Yeah.
firecrackers.
yeah,
Yeah, even firecrackers you couldn't get.
Wow.
No,
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 you couldn't.
the
Anything
law-
that
the-
exploded,
the law
you could
said
not.
anything that went in the air.
But it
Or
was also
explodes.
firecrackers too.
Yeah, firecrackers
Yeah,
were
you
a part
couldn't
of the
get
ban.
those for a long time.
No,
Yeah,
Yep.
100%.
They were real strict.
Yeah,
I
they were
mean-
strict. Michigan was crazy with it.
But if people
It's-
were lighting them off, they're not going to go to their house and be like, "Hey, can't have those."
Yeah, I think wasn't it Schneider who lifted the ban on that? Because I know it wasn't Grand Mole.
I have no idea.
Grand Mole. Grand Mole. Well, because you know why, right? Wasn't that something to do with putting firecrackers up bullfrogs' asses or something? Is why it was
Something like that.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
A wise man once said, "You ain't got no whisker biscuits, scooter sticks,
Yes.
whisker do's, whisker don'ts."
yeah.
Did they give him that one big ass?
Yeah,
What is that? Joe Dirt, right?
Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Joe Dirte.
Joe Dirte.
When he thought he had a meteor, but it was just a big turd.
Yeah, it was
Big
giant.
turd.
Big old jettison thing of poopy from an airline.
He was eating. He
He's
had his
eating off
ketchup.
Yeah, eating off it. Like,
Ugh.
It's frozen.
Shiz. That's funny. But yeah, I guess we definitely not on topic of what this was supposed to be.
no,
about.
really not. But this is
Hey, it's
interesting
going.
stuff, man.
It's like it. I like it. How long do you got, Drew, until you have to leave?
What time is it now?
7:02.
I got like half hour.
Perfect. All right, then let's dive into some cooking because Darren would like to know about smoking the meat.
All right,
Yes.
and for context, I am like, I guess the chef of the group. I love cooking and shit. So I
Meat
can't.
specific.
Yeah, meat specifically, barbecue. But I love cooking on the inside of the house too. But
Yep, because Andrew is currently the headless cookman.
What?
I see what he was saying there.
I get it because he's not on
Yes.
screen, but
Yes.
that's funny.
It's like his whole body except his head.
Right. But just like,
He's talking,
the
but there's
curse
no
of the
head.
headless chef.
The headless chef.
So I like to smoke meats and meat accessories. I have done smoked beans, like just regular Bush's baked beans, and I heated them up on the smoker for about an hour at 250 and gave a nice little apple flavoring to it.
Now hold up. So what gives it the apple flavoring?
The smoke.
The smoke. Okay, now is there any
So
specific?
it depends on the chips you use.
Yep.
Yeah,
It
so-
all depends on the wood.
Wood chip.
Yeah.
So what kind of wood do you use to get the apple taste?
I use Pit Boss pellets.
Pit Boss pellets.
Yep, and I really only like to smoke over apple wood or a
Okay.
blend of apple, cherry, and peach.
Is there any specific reason for that?
I just believe it's the best flavor.
It's the best flavoring. Okay. And then what's the purpose of just smoking it? Because you're gonna get the flavor from the smoke on the meat, correct? And that's why you're just
It's a method of cooking it lower and slower, which breaks down the collagens inside the meat,
okay.
which makes it more tender while you're eating.
Okay, so it gives a tenderness.
Yum.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's also how they grade meat.
Okay.
Like you have USDA Select, which is a very lean meat, not a whole lot of fat marbling on the inside. Typically, little tougher meat, and then you got USDA Choice, which has a little bit more fat marbling, which gives it the tenderness. Still a more lean cut. Then you got Prime, and that's the max is what you're going to get at like a grocery store is like a prime meat. Now you got your Costco's and your Sam's Clubs that offer like Australian Wagyu and
Ooh,
Japanese A5 Wagyu and like fillets, but they're extremely expensive.
I believe it.
If you want anything better than prime, your local butcher shop, that's gonna be where you're gonna want to get your meat. I switched to a couple of local butcher shops recently whenever I buy like if I'm gonna buy a whole meat now, I do not buy it at the grocery store.
what do you mean by whole meat?
Like
Like a whole cow?
steaks.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
like
okay.
like steaks, anything that isn't hamburger meat or something like that, or like beef stew meat. I get it at the butcher.
Why not the butcher area at the grocery store?
because of the way they get their meat. Grocery stores receive their meat boxed, and it is like just quartered, and a lot of the times it's like in roast form, and then they just cut it from there. And butchers, they actually get whole carcasses.
This
Right.
family fair over here, you can watch them cut a cow up.
Well, and it depends too, because I've always heard that the more fresh the kill is, the better it's going to taste. So your butchers are probably getting it same day.
Yeah, and it's
chances-
local. It's local.
Right. I was just wondering because, like, at this family fair right over here, I'm not going to say where, obviously.
Yeah.
But you can literally watch them have a cow hung up and then butchering it from start to finish.
The one closest to your house?
Yeah.
Okay. It's very rare that you see that in a grocery store.
Fair enough.
And a lot of the times, those are not coming like the boxed meat that I'm talking about.
Right,
like
right,
at
right,
your
right.
big chain stores. Like, I won't say a name, but Fall Fart rhymes with it. They get it in a box and it's frozen, and then they cut it from there, so it's not as fresh. And
Yeah.
when you get your meat at a
Butcher
butcher shop, it's usually local. It's prime. Prime or better typically is what you'll see at a butcher shop.
Where,
You don't see too much select or choice in a butcher shop.
Where do you, roughly, where do you go?
44th Street,
Okay.
and there's another one in Jennison that I like.
Have you checked out the Byron Center?
Byron Meats or whatever.
I have not yet. I keep hearing people like rave about it, and it's just like I've had such good luck with the two places that I go.
Yeah. No,
that I feel like I'd be cheating on my butchers.
Right.
I was just curious on if you've checked out that one. Ben.
I do know that place has the best hot dogs. Like their hot dogs are the absolute best
At Byron Meats?
at Byron Meats.
Interesting. But Ben that we played games with, he's a butcher. Funny enough, he went to college to be a veterinarian, and then he just turned and started slaughtering.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about a
That's
fucking
crazy.
villain origin story.
Well,
But
What happened to him?
But being a butcher is actually one of the oldest professions and one of the most important, because back in the day, the butcher was like the person that told everybody, okay, this cut of meat is safe.
yeah.
And they were in charge of cutting it to where it is safe. They were
Right.
also in charge of handling like the fish that might have like toxins in certain parts of their body,
Or
making
parasites?
making sure that none of that gets in their meat.
Yeah.
So a butcher is like an essential job.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
I was gonna say, he basically was in school and was a butcher part time, and then while he was becoming a veterinarian, we were joking all the time, like, "You're just doing it so you can hurt an animal, cut a leg off, and then repair it so it's
Yeah.
still
Jeez.
alive." But now he owns his own business and everything like that, and he only works like 3 days a week.
What's he do?
Wow.
Manufacture amputee legs for turkeys?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what he does. No, he grew up, I believe, on a farm, or his wife did, and their parents. So he took a portion of their land. Well, not they were given, built a house, and then built basically like a barnuminium. And people like
It's a $5 word.
yeah.
Barnuminian.
And he now he does that full time, but he only works like 3 days a week. And when people hunting season, he said, like during certain seasons, he will work more because
Hunting season, absolutely. A butcher is going to be the most busy in the
Yeah.
hunting season. I actually got taught at a young age how to quarter and do just a deer.
Mhm.
You can't throw me in front of a cow and be like, all right, now cut me off some ribeyes. It's like, all right, where's his ribs?
I feel like you would translate it somewhat. It's just a bigger animal to a smaller animal.
Yeah.
I know that you're more or less joking.
It's like, all right, where's this cow's back straps?
Right.
Right. I want to ask this though. So the Wagyu.
Yeah.
Now
Wagyu.
that's more fatty, right?
That's like pure fat.
And
this is gonna be a hot take. Listen to this.
Because I want to say this. What's the point? Because I don't like eating fat in my steaks. You know what I mean? It's too much fat, and I understand it. You know, it's supposed to be like the whole melts in your mouth type mentality. But I don't like fat on my steaks.
It's too much, too much fat, and that's what I was gonna say. I have had a small piece of Wagyu before, and it melts in your mouth, but it also it's fucking greasy and gross. Like
Yeah.
I see that.
How is that high class? They're medium rare. You can have it medium rare temp. It's not even pink on the middle. It's gross. Wagyu is just pure fat. And it's so hyped up because a rich dude said Wagyu is good.
Well, there's a process.
There's no nutritional value to Wagyu.
I can see that.
Well, if you're getting from my understanding, Wagyu, the only true Wagyu comes from Japan.
Yeah.
So if you're getting American Wagyu, you're not getting the same type of Wagyu that you would get from Japan.
But I think I don't think you can call it Wagyu unless it is.
Well, so there's
American.
a grading scale. There is so American is actually A3. Japanese Wagyu is A5. And Australian Wagyu is also A3 or A4. So there's a grading scale on the Wagyus as well.
Well,
yeah, because kangaroo meat would be low.
That's A1.
Well, isn't that what they make their Wagyu out of? Is kangaroos? I thought so.
No. They do get them from.
I'm pretty positive it's a type of cow.
No,
too.
It is a type of cow,
Yeah.
and
it's also what they eat, right?
Yep, it's what they eat, how they're treated.
Yeah, but
don't they get massages and stuff?
Yep, they get massages.
So the cows that they have, they don't allow full breed of them outside of Japan, if I'm not mistaken.
Everything that outside of Japan is going to be a crossbreed. So the American version, I believe they blended it with an Angus cow, and they started breeding those off of each other. And
that's Angus.
Angus.
Hey, this is my wheelhouse.
Angus.
Right here. This is my wheelhouse.
So what is an Angus? It's like just the kind of
it's a breed,
but it's
kind
a
of like
higher
quality.
Yeah, Angus is a meat cow. Because you got dairy cows, meat cows. There's certain other breeds of cows and cattle that are used for steaks and stuff.
You know, like going to my mom's house, those cows that we see going down the one road that look different than every type of cow.
I guess.
I'll show you tomorrow when we go.
I think I know what ones you're talking about, but I don't remember
are they
looking
long
funny.
hair cows?
No, they're
Highland.
Highland, yeah.
Oh, Highland cows, yeah. Even
I thought those were the hairy ones.
Maybe those are the hairy ones. I can't remember. I just think of their horns.
Yeah,
because they're
a horned cow species.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are delicious too.
Yeah.
Well, here's a good question here. So you know how they're saying like bears, for example, where they'll
be real careful with bear meat. People,
Well,
bear meat you got to cook well done because it's worms.
Well, let's go. This is going to go into like the cows or whatever. But so they're saying whatever bear species that they eat, like a bunch of blueberries or whatever, the meat will kind of taste like that.
Yeah,
that's any animal.
Does it? Okay, so then that is why the beef cows probably have that certain taste, is because they're feeding it certain
grass
stuff.
fed. Like when you hear something is grass fed, you know it's going to be cleaner. Stuff like that.
I would be careful on that though, because like a free range, free range.
There's
anything,
no such thing as free range chickens,
right? Because that could just be the sense of they open up a door, and those chickens are able to go walk outside the door, so they can now say. So like even grass fed, I would say that if you want
grass fed, just means hay.
Yeah, but
hey,
fed.
What I'm getting at is that it could also have other things put to it,
right?
Versus just hay, but that's mainly their diet. Just like meat, right? You go to Taco Bell or McDonald's and stuff like that, their meat isn't 100% beef.
No, they're
because they
fillers.
have fillers
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They have to, but they
It
have to
probably
have a
has soy
certain
filler.
percent
Don't you think?
Right.
of real beef in it to be able to call it. But now, if they label it as 100% beef, it has to be 100% beef.
Right,
So
right. I get you. Hold on, let me-
here's the trick
I
for
believe.
getting your taco meat, just like Taco Bell. You get yourself an immersion blender, and after you've added the seasoning,
yeah, the Taco Bell seasoning.
yep, the
It's gonna taste
Taco
like
Bell seasoning, you put the immersion blender in there, and then it whips it up and it makes it thin like the Taco Bell meat.
Oh,
That's how
Oh.
I've done it the last few months
Yeah,
once
'cause
I figured it out.
We've tried the seasoning and it didn't taste like Taco Bell to me.
Yeah,
but that,
you gotta
that
whip
actually
the meat.
makes sense.
You actually gotta whip the meat.
You gotta grind it.
Well, I gotta
Blend it.
backtrack. I gotta backtrack. So feeding the cows certain stuff to get the certain flavor, right? So that makes sense on why that witch was trying to eat Hansel and Gretel and give them like the candy.
Oh,
Candy to
yeah.
sweeten
She
them up.
wanted them to
Yeah.
taste like
Sweet.
fucking candy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
exactly.
So
We learned from a
is
young
that
age.
is that why you'll have certain like animals like the bear? They're saying bears like grizzlies are starting to attack people more. There's apparently like 8 of them in whatever, maybe California, something like that primarily go after humans.
Well, that's
'cause now
because
I'm thinking-
humans are eating a lot more fish.
Yes, but well, Ian too. Look at all the junk food like Burger King, McDonald's. I mean,
Well-
how do we know that I ain't going up in there going to get eaten and then the bear has a taste for Big Macs?
Or the fillet of fish, 3 for $5.
Yeah,
Now everybody smells
Right?
like cod.
Oh,
Right?
Dude,
gosh.
oh my gosh, Darren.
Those are
Darren's like, I
delicious,
just
by the
had
way.
a Big
Extra
Mac.
tartar.
I'm going to taste like a Big Mac, baby.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Darren. But yeah, no, I think I know what you're talking about. And it's also, I think due to the population of bears. Because I think it's more Wyoming or something like that.
yeah, it's whatever state. But I think we are kind of we're always encroaching on animals.
New Jersey
always.
might be starting to hunt black bears again
Yeah.
soon. 'cause
There's
have-
a real big problem in New Jersey with that. I was reading about that.
Yeah, they you can
They
watch
banned the hunting season and then they immediately regretted it.
Oh,
you can watch
wow.
videos of fucking black bears just climbing into people's backyards and
Well,
stuff like that all day
oh
long.
my
Think about this.
gosh.
Think about this. Urban hunting. They're hunting them in neighborhoods.
Oh
How
my
crazy would that
God.
be?
Oh, gosh.
It'd be like, move, and then you'd see like a woman pushing her kid in a stroller. She's like, oh my god, boom.
Right. When dude, we got to do more Urban Dictionary stuff again.
Yes.
That stuff is awesome.
But have any of you guys had like just straight wild game?
I have had deer. I've also had a heart of a deer. Back in high school, Mr. Al, he ran E2020 bald dude.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
Elvi.
I went to
Al
real
Vise, there we
school.
go. Yeah,
Mr.
he when he would go to a hunting and stuff like that, he would bring in like deer jerky and stuff like that. And one day he asked me if I wanted to try deer heart. I was like, why not?
Yeah, keep an open mind. It tastes a little irony,
I was gonna. That's what
a little irony.
and a little tough.
Understandably.
Yeah,
But it really wasn't bad the way he
it's a
cooked it.
muscle. It's
Right.
a muscle.
Yeah, you
so
gotta cook things right too.
It is, but it's really good in nutrients and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of organ meat is like that. Like a lot of people think like lingua is bad, like tongue. I didn't even know I was having it. Like I didn't know what it was when I was a kid, and I was like, "Wow, this is delicious." And they're like, "Oh, you like tongue?" And I was like, "I guess I do." Like
Yeah.
I wasn't even offended.
Well,
The
like,
only random thing I've had was gator. It was like deep fried gator.
Yep,
you
I've
haven't
had
had
gator.
anything like crazy from Ricky's or Kenny's house?
Not really. No,
Like
no.
Just their
Well-
suspicious pork egg rolls.
Well, because every time I went over there, it was they usually just had white rice with egg in it, just chilling.
yeah,
like,
well,
honestly, so I've
that's a
never
pretty
really-
common treat.
So I've never really had like any kind of
Bro, I've had squid from there. I've had like massive amounts of just
A lot of fish. They eat a lot of fish.
yeah. Well, Kenny's house was a lot of spam and a lot of steak.
Steak and spam.
chicken.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I've had random foods due to like being good friends with him.
Well,
and
his
everything like that.
grandma just whips something up like randomly and says, "Come eat." Like,
Yeah.
okay, and if you say no, she's offended, bro.
Right,
You cannot say no.
That was one of the things that like pushed me out of my comfort zone on things, but that doesn't mean I like sour cream.
Wait, what? You don't like sour cream?
No,
I mean,
I
I
can
can
eat it in things.
I can tolerate it.
I didn't like it for the longest time, but like if you mix it with the right thing, I found is
That's just like
key.
mayo. I don't care for mayo, but
I don't like Miracle
I like
Whip.
aioli,
Yeah, I'm not a
There's-
Miracle Whip person.
I
There's
prefer
certain
mayo to
aiolis that
Miracle
I
Whip.
can eat.
which is just mayo with something else.
Right,
Yeah.
but you basically have to take the mayo flavor out.
That's all
That
it
makes
is.
sense. It's
Yeah.
just preference.
Right. Which a lot of people make fun of me because like I like eggs on my burgers. They're like, well,
Oh,
that's
no,
just
that's
basically
good.
like
That's good.
having mayo
Right.
or Miracle Whip or
That's,
whatever.
That was different. I was different.
It's not.
People made fun of me because I always put the egg down first, then the burger. So I was having burger on the eggs, not eggs on the burger. And they called me weird.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Well, it is different if you're using an egg on the bottom part of the bun than the top part of the bun.
What
It's
makes
Well, yeah, because
completely
if the
different.
yolk goes down,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and two, it's like breakfast sandwiches. It's like breakfast sandwiches, right? Okay.
Yo,
There-
if
there's
every
a different.
time they fuck up my breakfast sandwich, the order in which it goes, and
Right.
it makes me so upset.
Exactly.
It ruins my whole breakfast sandwich experience.
But here's the thing I'm saying.
How
Next
do you
time,
put a bagel on upside down?
yeah, right. But next time you get a breakfast sandwich, it goes for everybody. Eat it upside down. It'll blow your fucking mind.
Yep.
What do you mean?
With
You'll
the
have to
egg
do
on
it.
the
You'll have to
bottom.
do it, and then you'll understand. All questions will be answered when you eat a breakfast sandwich upside down.
your life
Do
will be
it.
changed.
I don't like look at my breakfast sandwich.
Well,
and
you better
just-
start.
Do
and
it.
start.
You better
eating
start.
it.
You better get 2 of them. Eat one of them regular. Eat the other upside down, and then you'll
What
see
is
that.
regular and what is upside down?
It's
Okay,
the way it
so-
hits your palate, bro.
Well,
You
here's the
just
thing. Here's the
trust
thing. Okay,
us.
so you go. Okay, so it's bun, right? Then you got the egg. Then you get the patty
And then
or
the
cheese. Okay, bun, cheese, egg, patty, right? Then the other bun. So get 2 of them. Eat one like that. Then the other one, just flip it upside down and
Yep.
eat it like that. And
Yep.
you'll see.
And it's the way it hits your palate.
Yes.
It just makes it taste completely different. It opens up. Bro, you don't
Right.
eat your sandwiches upside down?
Yeah, you don't.
I don't even pay attention to which way I eat it. Like sometimes I'll have the patty on top.
Look,
Sometimes the
let-
egg
let-
will be
let
on
me
top.
put it to you
He
like
just
this.
inhales.
Let me put it to you like this. Okay, so let's just say you get a burger. Let's just say it goes patty. No, it goes bread, cheese, patty, lettuce, patty, cheese, bun. Okay, and then you flip it upside down, right? Okay, it's going to taste completely different
Yes.
because it goes
Because the order
bread,
it hits
cheese,
your palate.
patty, salad, whatever, patty, and then cheese bread.
Yeah, no.
It's the initial taste, not like after you start
Okay,
chewing.
see,
Yeah.
It's
that
the
was
same.
that was me trolling on that specific one because it was identically the same both ways. But the breakfast sandwiches, no, try it upside down. It does taste different.
Well,
Dude,
and
I'm-
if you get a breakfast sandwich at McDonald's, sorry to cut you off. If you get a breakfast sandwich at McDonald's, right, they do it bottom bun, cheese, and then the patty, and then the egg, right? If you flip that over, bottom bun, egg, meat, cheese, completely changes the flavor
I always
of that first bite.
every time I get sausage egg McMuffin with cheese, the cheese is in the middle. It goes.
They're doing it wrong. See, they
Yep.
can't even get a breakfast sandwich right, and they want $15 an hour.
right. And then when I was there last time, I said I want a Royale with cheese, and they're like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I'm like, Fuck you, and I
Everybody
left.
knows a
That's
Royale
Burger
with
King,
cheese.
isn't it?
No,
I
a
think.
Royale with cheese is the quarter pounder with cheese.
Right? They didn't even know it.
Why?
Because that's just what it is.
Yeah, because they fucking. Suck.
I've never heard that my whole life.
You've never heard the Royale with cheese.
They have Royal something at Burger King though.
No, see, no,
Pretty
that's
sure they
different.
do.
See, no, it's Royal. Burger King has Royal, not Royale.
Yeah, we're talking Royale with cheese.
I've
Yeah.
never heard that.
A Royale with cheese.
Pretty sure there's an E at the end.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys are trying to troll something.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Well, because
John
dude,
Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson will back us up on this.
I've never. If you're talking about the one movie where they say it,
Pulp Fiction?
No. Oh, I was gonna say don't tell. I want to see if you can guess it.
then maybe, but I've never in my life went to McDonald's and had heard anyone call it that.
You know, the first time I seen that movie, I went out and ordered a Royale with cheese, and you know what I got? A Royale with cheese, because it's just a quarter pounder with cheese.
Chicken Royale.
See, that's bull.
See, that's a copyright infringement.
Yeah, that's
as far as I'm
copyright.
concerned.
I think
Interesting.
you're all full of shit.
Interesting. I've never heard that, so that's something new that I learned. However, I do want to get the 1035 burger. That's
1035 burger.
It's like a breakfast sandwich.
it's a
burger.
secret. It's
Secret
right,
menu item.
Yep, right between breakfast and lunch, and you can only do it within like 5 to 10 minutes.
Well, is it listed?
Before they throw away
No.
the eggs.
So how the fuck would you know it exists if it's a secret?
It's just
It's
a
a
burger
it's
with
just-
egg on it.
Yeah, it's just you just go there and you get an egg on your burger.
Okay, so now I'm thinking that once you like figure out it exists and you order it, it's gonna be like some
But
like fantasy movie with the music
Okay,
playing.
Honestly,
Time out.
eggs should be served all day, in my
yes.
opinion.
I think
Yes.
it was created when they did all day breakfast, and then COVID hit, and then it stopped again. But I want to go back to your eating the sandwich upside down for a second.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
I don't pay attention to which way I eat it, and I've had it. I'm pretty sure I've ate upside down before and right side up, and it all tastes the same.
Because you
I
weren't
told you he
actively
inhaled.
You
thinking
gotta
about it.
open your mind.
He inhales.
I
his
think you
food.
guys think it tastes different, but it really doesn't.
It's the order in which it hits your tongue and your palate, dude. I'm telling you,
I could agree.
the
with that.
order matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just like if you dip something as opposed to like covering it with sauce kind
Right,
of thing, it's
right.
different.
It's different.
Because when
It's the same product. It's the same product. It just hits different. Like if you eat a
Right.
taco from the top, you're still eating a taco. It's just not
You're
going to
getting the
taste right.
toppings.
right,
Yeah.
and then when you're tonguing that food in your mouth, okay, you're gonna get a completely different just
Yeah,
See,
I'm
it
telling
would
in the
make
world.
sense that
slow down and actually like pay attention to your palate.
right.
I eat things that I like because I like the way it tastes. So
Well, of course,
because
you're
like
human.
when
Start.
time out when you eat, okay, and you take a bite, my bun is on my tongue first.
Bunning on the tongue.
Because
Yeah.
when you take a bite, the bun is on the tongue, so your palate is already being hit with the bun.
Nope, it's a whole science with it. I'm telling you, you'll taste a difference. We'll do the one
Right.
bite challenge. All right. Next time we're going to do the one bite challenge. I'm going to go buy 2 Big Macs. I'm going to flip them over. And you're going to eat a Big Mac upside down. It even works with a Big Mac, bro.
I'm telling you, I think you guys are insane, and if this is a true thing, then wow. Okay.
I can
It's
see it.
true. It's
I
true.
can
Yeah,
It's,
it is.
it's
I mean-
the order in which the flavors hit your tongue.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
because it's such
It
a
registers in your brain differently because
Right.
you're like, oh, okay, I'm tasting egg now. Shoot, sorry. And now you try the one flipped. Oh my gosh, I'm tasting delicious seasoned sausage first.
right. And two, I have heard that people that have done that, and you can look it up online. Look it up. That people don't fact check me, but just look it up. That it has actually cured people's COVID symptoms to where they lost their taste buds. So it actually brought it back.
Well, he actually makes a point because your salivary receptors are underneath your tongue. So you're bringing something different closer
Right.
to your salivary receptors.
Exactly.
All I'm saying is,
I just
think
made that up. I don't
you
even
guys
know if
are
salivary
insane.
receptor is a body part. Like it
Your
just sound,
Salivary glands.
To be honest with you, I tuned you guys out a little bit because I just think you're crazy on this.
We'll have to
I
try
will
it.
try it. I will.
You have. How do you think we're crazy? You got 3 people in the room saying we get it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I
I
just
think you're the crazy one.
You're the
I
crazy.
mean, yeah, maybe I
Slow
am.
down on eating, there, Mister.
He eats 2
Garbage
times the speed
disposal.
as
Right.
me.
It's like damn, you
discovered
have to
this.
at least chew the food, Kevin.
I do.
Right. No. I have seen you go.
I eat fast.
I've seen him. Well, like Rob Schneider and the Animal when they tosses him the fish and then he does the whole thing where he eats the fish. That's basically Kevin.
Yeah. No, I've seen you chew with your lips, like as it was just passing on the way down. You were like this, and it was just breaking up as you were biting it.
I have seen Kevin ask them to put the food in a blender just so he could drink it.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh no, I would
That's
never
gross,
do that.
but yeah.
All right.
Like you cannot. Okay, so you
Let
looked
me
it up?
speak.
Okay.
So in some regions, McDonald's offers a burger called the McRoyale, which is a variation of the Quarter Pounder. That's all I wanted to say. So it is a thing in some regions.
Some regions.
Boom, boom. Which ones? Europe? It's Europe.
Because probably.
It says
'cause of their
in
metric
France,
system or whatever.
Belgium, Croatia, and
Europe.
Cyprus, it's known as royal cheese.
The Royale with cheese.
Right.
Me and the diabetic. Diabetic in the D. Got it right.
Yes.
The baby D.
Ooh.
Ooh, body shaming. Oh, we're going to get shut down for that.
That's all right. I'm body shaming a friend, not other
It's
people.
okay.
It doesn't count.
It's okay.
Right.
You can massage me later.
Right. I got my table out there.
Oh, you do? I was serious. He's going to massage me later, everybody. He is a licensed massage therapist. It just
Not
expired.
anymore.
I used
It
to
just
be.
expired. It just expired.
I never kept up with my credits. So basically, you had to do 2 to 3 seminars a year to stay licensed.
Like a teacher, or like a
Never did that.
dietitian.
So
Stupid.
I let a lot of my automotive certifications go too because I don't have to work on the cars anymore. I just sling the parts.
right.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, the Royale with cheese, you got that from a movie.
Yes, Pulp Fiction, but they
Right.
got it from Fact.
Well, they got it from Fact because it's only in Europe. So
Mhm.
where's
But
the
they
movie based?
they also mentioned that in the movie,
Where's the movie based at?
California.
Yeah, because they were
Los
saying like their
Angeles.
measurement system, like they don't do quarter pounder over
Yeah.
there, so that's why
Yeah.
they call it like the Royal
Yeah,
with
because
cheese.
of the.
But that so then that's basically un-American to order it that way.
But I mean,
Well,
is it really
Right? 'Cause,
un-American
like,
when you're
you're
referencing the most American movie in the world, Pulp Fiction?
Ooh, I don't know. if
It
that's
has
the
to
most-
do with government corruption, racism, boxing, sports rigging, gambling, and murder. What do you mean? It has everything. It even has sex.
I still
And
don't
it has
think,
a $10 milkshake.
yeah, and then it has substances in there that
Yeah.
are not classified as legal.
All I'm saying is
It has everything.
I feel like there are movies out there like Black Hawk Down, that could be a more of an American movie, American Sniper, Jarhead.
But that's
You're
one-
really going to put Jarhead in
But-
one of the most American
But
movies?
Pulp Fiction takes place in America, though.
Are you kidding me? We got
Dude!
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Brokeback Mountain freaking takes place in America. Do you think that should be more of an American movie then?
The Pulp Fiction, no.
I mean, but hey, that's ranchers in the mountain. That's where we came from.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
but-
they're in a mountain.
Yeah.
It's in the damn name.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean,
I've never
I know,
seen the movie.
I know they were in like a mud pit or two, but I mean, I don't think they were in the mountains.
Yeah, they went through a couple of mudslides, but
I feel
Yeah.
like it wouldn't be called Brokeback Mountain if they weren't in the. Well, then again, I don't know.
hey, you don't know what
Right.
the mountain is.
That's correct because I've never seen it, and I feel like that camera keeps slipping more and more, like tilting this way.
No, it's always been like that.
No, it's the way I'm moving.
no.
But Drew said it's straight. So. He did.
he definitely did.
That sound I'm
He definitely did say
I
it
don't
was.
think it's straight.
I couldn't tell if that was condescending or not. That's why I
I
started
don't know.
laughing.
I don't know what life is.
Right.
It's another $5 word.
Simulation.
Yes.
Yep, simulation.
Trying to think of movies that would be more American than Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
Well, if this
that's
is a
not-
simulation, something's off with my code because I fucking forget a lot of shit.
Me
Yeah,
too.
me too.
It could be the cannabis.
Ah,
Ah,
It's like marijuana is a memory loss drug. So Kayla, how much pot did you smoke?
Too much. Too much.
I feel like I have only bad memory on things that I don't care about.
Right.
That makes sense.
I have been in the middle of a conversation and forgot what I was talking about.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like that's a little different than memory loss.
Remembering what the fuck you were just saying as a part of your memory, short-term memory.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're probably right on that, but I wouldn't think of that as you having memory loss, I guess.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you can just
It's probably
zone
like,
out.
you're just not paying attention kind of thing.
Like, that's how
Kind of like what you were doing when me and Darren were making a completely valid point about the Royale burger.
No,
Right, yes.
you were talking about eating something upside down, not the Royale burger.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
So let's get that straight.
My bad.
The memory loss.
Okay,
I
so
got fact checked. It's
Put
the
it to you
memory
like this.
loss.
Put it to you like this. So if you're doing like a 69 opposed to regular, you're going to tell me it's going to taste the same?
It does not taste the same.
And I'm
Even-
not talking about anybody in this room. I'm just saying in general as like an overarching discussionary topic.
Yeah.
It does
How
not
do you
taste
know,
the
though?
same because you're tasting it in a different order.
Right. It's upside down ways.
Yeah.
I guess. I'm going to disagree with you. I feel like it tastes
What?
the same.
You only
either
eat one
way
side
I
of a
eat it.
pancake or what?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I've never heard, until today, I've never heard someone tell me to eat something upside down.
And it'll taste different. I'm telling you.
See,
Sound off below.
Right,
So
let
you're
us know
telling
what
me-
you think.
So you telling me if you got a piece of cake and put it upside down
Oh.
and didn't eat the frosting first,
No, you would eat the frosting first.
You would be eating the frosting first.
'Cause it'd be on
you
the top,
wouldn't.
but then
You
the-
wouldn't be eating the cake part first. You'd be tasting the frosting first, which would change your entire experience on that bite.
So I would agree with you on that. And the only reason why I would agree with you on that is because it's not a bun to a bun. A bun hits your tongue first.
The cake is the bun to the frosting.
No, but you don't go cake, frosting, cake. If you went cake, frosting, cake, no matter which way, cake, frosting, cake. If you turn it upside down, you're getting cake, frosting, cake. So when you take a burger, you have bun, lettuce, tomato, meat, cheese, whatever.
All right.
Then you take it and flip it up. You still have a bun going on your tongue first. That's what I don't understand.
Okay, so
Also, I hate cake. I just want to point that
I'll apply
out.
your logic. You got frosting on both sides of the cake. You got blueberry on the bottom, strawberry on top. You put one side in your mouth. You start chewing. You taste the blueberry first. Yes.
Again, you are
Same concept.
No, it's not. You're putting blueberry, then frosting, then cake, then frosting, then strawberry.
No, you weren't
It is
listening.
not the same. If you're saying you're going frosting, then blueberry, then cake, then strawberry, then frosting, it'd still be the same because you got the frosting hitting your tongue first. You cannot put something on top or on the bottom that is different. We are talking about a sandwich that has a bun on top and a bun on the bottom. You can go with the sesame seeds and stuff like that, and you can give me that argument, and I will kind of give you that. But if you are doing a regular bun or a regular piece of bread and you're flipping it upside down, you're still getting the bread.
all right,
You know
yes.
what the biggest factor is where the sauce is.
Yep.
right? Well, how about
But
this?
you don't have sauce on a sausage egg McMuffin with cheese.
But
How
you do.
about
I
this?
add ketchup,
I
Yep.
don't.
Oh.
not with the egg.
You.
Sausage.
But how about this though? How about this though?
Yeah.
Okay, here's a perfect example.
Syrup.
Here's a
Sausage,
perfect
cheese,
example.
and ketchup.
Give me a perfect
Oh,
example.
I'll give you
Hold
one.
on.
I'll give you one.
The criteria is that the top and bottom
This is getting a
have
lot more
to be
heated than I thought.
the same.
Reversed.
No, it has to be the same.
All right, here. I'll do it like this. Okay. Now, coffee. Let's say you put coffee in the creamer. Now, I have noticed. No, hear me out. I've noticed that if you like do the coffee first, then put the creamer in, stir it, it will taste different than you putting the creamer in first and letting the coffee go into the creamer.
Yep.
It tastes completely different.
Yes,
and
it
it tastes
does.
way better if you let Like I'm talking a single serve coffee maker. You fill it up with creamer, your cup.
Yep.
Put it under there and let the coffee go into the creamer itself.
That's
then
how
stir
I do.
it.
That's how I do it.
That tastes way better than putting the creamer in after.
It's just method.
But that is different than a burger, a sandwich. We are talking how because it's the way it's being mixed. So the difference is you're putting the heat into the cold, depending on what type of creamer. If you put your creamer in, the fridge, or if you or if you like at my work, we have those little cups, creamer cups. So the heat is now mixing. It's different because of the way that it's mixed. But it's not the same as a fucking burger.
So homogeneous mixture versus heterogeneous.
Sure.
Yes.
So we're
Smarty pants.
That does not. It's not the same concept.
But I'm just talking as in like the flavors hitting your taste buds. Because
Yes.
that's the concept of eating the thing upside down is because the flavoring.
You still have a bun touching your tongue.
True, but it still tastes different because of what's hitting your tongue first. You get what I'm saying when you chew on it?
Yeah.
Because if you have it go bun, cheese, egg, patty, bun, but you flip it, you're still going to get like the egg and stuff getting into your taste buds first before the meat. And then that'll change its flavor.
Yes. It changes the flavor profile.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do a double blind study. You will know the upside down sandwich taste. I guarantee.
Yeah, we're going to have to do this.
Yeah,
we're going to have to do this.
I will.
We will do a double blind study. You'll have to eat a sausage egg McMuffin upside down.
And if I go, it tastes the same. You guys are just going to drop it.
But you have to be. See now, I feel like his ego is involved, and he's not going to be 100% truthful. Right. So we have to do this with John. We have to do this with John, somebody who wasn't here.
I would. I'd be
blind study.
1,000% truthful. But what I'm saying is, I have ate my sausage egg McMuffin with cheese upside down and right side up, depending on how you want to look at it. I don't notice any difference.
But you said you don't pay attention, so how would you know?
And you eat
if
fast.
You have, because normal human behavior is this doesn't feel right in my hand upside down. Let me correct it.
Yeah, no, I just grab it and eat. So let's say you unwrapped it and I grab it and eat. I could have it. So I guess it depends. Some people handed me certain ways. Other people handed me other ways. I don't think it's going to make a difference in the sense of your palate is still going to hit bread first. You're always going to have bread before first.
See, we're going to have to agree to disagree just because I just know it tastes different. Go order a steak, egg, and cheese bagel and try the same experiment. That does have sauce, but it has sauce on both sides. You will still be able to tell the difference.
Maybe. I don't know.
All right, so here you get a donut. Let's just name drop Margie's. So you have that one donut
Margie's
with a chocolate on top, and then
best.
it has the white frosting with the cherry. What kind of donut is it?
I don't know. My favorite is a Long John's with custard.
With the filling? Yeah.
No, not the filling. Not the filling. All this one is it's just
extra
regular
sauce.
donut, just regular donut with a little bit of chocolate on it.
Okay.
Then the white frosting, then the cherry. So that
okay, I kind of know what you're
call
talking
that
about.
a chocolate cherry donut.
Now, if you eat that one upside down,
again, you would have a difference because you would have the frost.
His argument is the bun.
My argument
his argument is the bun.
You guys are arguing,
but still the contents, because they're solids and they all have different flavor profiles. Egg whites are very dull. That's like most of your sausage, not
egg
your
and
sausage,
cheese.
but your egg is on those fast food sandwiches is mostly egg whites. There's very little yolk in them, if you notice, but it's very flavorless. So when that hits your tongue first, you're not getting as much of the flavor. And on the opposite of when the meat hits your tongue first, giggity, the seasonings you taste first, and it changes the perception of the egg when you finally do taste the egg. It completely changes the flavor profile. you have to be paying attention to it, and you have to have an open mind to it.
But I feel like then at that point you could be.
And it's not placebo effect. That's why I would say blind study. I will fucking blindfold you just to prove this point.
Yeah,
When
that's
you
fine.
taste the egg first, it makes it less enjoyable.
Getting
Right.
a little hot in here, isn't it, Caleb?
Oh no, I like it because like it's. I don't know. I guess I also eat my food pretty bland. I don't really care for.
Yeah, ketchup's a little spicy for you, but
I don't eat ketchup on that.
yeah, it's too spicy.
No, it's so like
I'm just talking shit.
I know. No. I get that. What I'm getting, because John eats his shit fucking plain. Doesn't care for ketchup, mustard, any of that. He'll have cheese, meat, and that's it.
And bun.
And bun.
See, that's the way my grandma is, but she doesn't even like cheese.
But so
That's
I
sad.
100% understand where you're coming from on like, oh, ketchup. I just don't think ketchup adds anything to a breakfast sandwich, in my opinion.
It depends on the context of ketchup. I'm not a huge ketchup user. Ketchup, unless it's being used on a hamburger or a hot dog, ketchup is really only there to mask the flavor of shitty meat.
Well, and who's the food guy on the Food Network that says they never uses ketchup? He thinks it's like an abomination to use ketchup.
It's an abomination to a lot of Chicagoans to use ketchup on a hot dog.
Yeah, because it's more the mustard, right?
Yeah.
I'm like a honey mustard kind of a person.
Honey mustard is a little too sweet for me to go on something.
I love me honey mustard.
Honey mustard paired with chicken, yes, amazing, but it can only be with chicken, any poultry. But
Chicken nuggies.
Yep, nuggies. But if I'm getting nuggies, I do not like sauce with nuggies. That's the only thing I do.
You're talking like, well,
I like
wait.
sauce with the fries, not with the nuggies.
What
Sauce on everything.
are we talking? Like all types of chicken nuggets? Or are we talking certain places?
Certain places.
I was gonna say because like Mickey D's, I could eat. I can just pop those.
Yeah,
all day.
those are the ones that I refer to
I
because
just
those are
pop
the
those.
best nuggies, in
Oh.
my opinion.
Yep.
In
I would
my
agree with-
opinion.
I like Wendy's.
until they get cold.
No,
I don't like it
I
cold.
like them when they get cold.
Okay, that's weird, but I can respect
I like
that.
them hot or cold.
I res-
However, if they do not change the oil with some
Oh.
of the nuggies and they start tasting like the filet o fish,
Oh.
that's when I start
That should be
getting
illegal.
upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should-
I've
that's
had
true.
it though.
They-
I've had it.
Isn't
me
that
too,
supposed
me
to be
too.
separated?
Yeah, for allergens.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should
They should have
never.
a separate fryer.
Yeah, you should never.
Yeah,
be
they
able
don't
to
be
taste-
doing that at our hood ass
I mean,
McDonald's.
yeah,
Hell
I'm not
no.
surprised, but
They're all like oil.
Oil.
oil's oil.
It's oil. It's hot. It'll
No.
kill anything.
Right.
Man,
Yeah.
no, but I will 100% swear on everything, do a blind study, and I will be truthful.
But you have to like take it slow. Like you actually have
To
to
take a bite,
Take
chew it,
chew
don't-
it,
Taste
identify,
it.
taste it.
Okay.
Don't just go.
Right.
I do that. I do that sometimes.
You have to mook bong it. Mook bong.
Mukbang, yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, I'm excited to try this because then I can come back and tell you guys the truth. And I feel like there's not going to be any difference.
See,
But
you're
in
going
that-
into it with a closed mind. That's why we
I
need
will-
to do this with more than just you. See, we need
Open
we
mind.
need to meet up in the morning with these breakfast sandwiches with multiple people.
But you got to get multiple people that don't know what you're doing. You can't be like we
have to let them know what they're doing. Like, do you taste a difference?
Well,
like,
you just got to. Well, all have to be blind studied.
yeah,
Everyone will have to be blindfold, and everyone will then have sandwiches upside down, two right in front of them. You hand them first one, you hand the other one upside down, and then you go from there. Or we could even do a blind study with.
we don't even have to. You don't even
breakfast.
have to have two different sandwiches. You can just eat the other side of the sandwich. See, there's
Yeah.
more. Yeah, you can just flip
That's
it
probably
over
even
and turn
better
it
to
around.
make sure
Yeah,
it's made
there's-
the exact same.
Yeah.
There's a way to save money.
Yeah, well, no,
That's
it's
it.
I'm not
it's
worried about
also
that.
it's also ensuring that that seasoned piece of
Yeah,
sausage
it's all the same.
is all the same. It's
I
a
would
control.
agree with that. So yeah, flip it, and then we'll flip it again.
Turn, and then
And
you turn the
Yep.
thing, and then you flip it over, and then all right, do you taste a difference? This is a different sandwich. Do you taste a difference?
Right. I have a feeling that it will probably be more interesting than what I think it's going to
Yes,
be.
I think the results will surprise you, Kevin.
I do too. But at the same time, for me, I don't know if it'll make a difference because I just inhale my food.
See, that's why you got to go slow. You got to appreciate the food. That's why I'm so
Right.
chubby. It's because
Like-
I appreciate the food.
It's like some foreplay. You gotta have some foreplay action.
You got to have fork play, all right?
Nah. See, it was just always like, being raised with my brother, and I always wanted more food, so I had to eat quick so I can eat more.
You need to caress the patty with your tongue before you bite it.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what you
Yes.
need to do.
And we will talk more about meat
Next time.
next time.
Yeah, we got so sidetracked on that one, but I thought it was
No,
fun.
no, we
yeah.
talked about food this whole time.
Well, yeah, I mean,
A
it's
lot
been
of the time, yeah.
it's been a lot different through it all and stuff like that. It'll be interesting, but I guess we'll end it right here, guys. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
John, kill it.
Yes. John, where are you, John?
You have to stop it!
We should keep that in there.